When Daniel Hayes, a 32-year-old engineer from Oregon, accepted a short-term assignment in Japan, he figured it would be a quiet gig. The company set him up with housing, a traditional two-story home with sliding doors, tatama floors, and a view of the hills. But there was one thing nobody mentioned. The house sat directly beside a cemetery. Ancient stone markers leaned in crooked rows, covered in moss. Weathered lanterns dotted the hillside. Crows perched on the graves and watched with glassy eyes. At first, Daniel laughed it off. It's just a cemetery, just rocks and names. But the longer he stayed, the less funny it became. That first night, after unpacking, he went to bed early. Around 2 a.m., Daniel woke up shivering. The room was freezing, his breath coming out in faint puffs. And then he heard it. A voice. A woman's voice. Calling his name. Daniel. Daniel. The blood drained from his face. Because it wasn't just any voice. It was his grandmother's. His grandmother, who had been dead for 2 years. He tried to brush it off as jet lag. Stress. Imagination. But 2 nights later, while pouring water in the kitchen, he caught something in the hallway mirror. A figure. Tall. Dark. Faceless. It stood directly behind him, though the hallway itself was empty. The shadow leaned forward in the reflection, as if it was whispering something. Daniel dropped the glass, water spilling across the floor. When he looked again, the shadow was gone. From then on, the activity ramped up. Doors slid open at night. He smelled incense burning, though nothing was lit. His phone recorded strange, static whispers when left on the counter. One morning, muddy barefoot prints appeared in the kitchen, small, child-sized, and stopped halfway down the hallway before vanishing. Daniel barely slept. His eyes turned hollow, his nerves frayed. But the worst moment came when he heard the voice again while standing in the backyard. Daniel, come outside. The voice drew him to an old persimmon tree at the edge of the yard, right near the cemetery fence. The ground looked disturbed, uneven. Something inside him told him to dig. With a small spade from the shed, he turned over the soil. Minutes later, the blade struck something hard. Bones. Yellowed. Fragile. Human. His stomach dropped. And then, as if carried on the wind, his grandmother's voice whispered one final time. They were never at rest. The next morning, Daniel told his company, and soon police and city officials arrived. They cordoned off the yard and began to dig. What they found wasn't just one skeleton, but fragments of several. Old, weathered bones. Some are scarred by fire. An elderly official explained in halting English. This land, long ago, was part of the cemetery. During the war, many were buried in secret. Forgotten. The spirits here, they wander. They call to the living. Sometimes in voices, you know. The company moved Daniel into a modern apartment in town. He didn't argue. He left everything behind. Clothes, dishes, books. He wanted nothing from that house. For weeks, things were quiet. But just when he thought it was over, he heard it again. Late at night, lying in bed, a whisper. Daniel. This time not outside. Not in the yard. Inside his head. Daniel eventually finished his assignment and returned to Oregon. But the experience followed him. He avoids cemeteries, temples, and even photos of gravestones. And sometimes, when he passes a mirror at night, he swears he sees it again. That faceless shadow, standing right behind him. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and of course, subscribe to our channel for more chilling, true horror tales. Bell Ghost.